Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Klash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
All right, let's go. Lord tickets for the United Center before you can buy them. They go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. From our great friends at AEG Presents, we have free tickets, free and first for Lord at the Madhouse. Pretty special. You really got to beat Kenzie in trivia for these today. And competing today will be Mookie checking in from Hoffman Estates. Mookie, tell us something about yourself.
It's actually pronounced Uki, Brian, U-K-Y.
Oh, Yuki.
You got it. And
Got
I'm
it.
actually the CEO and founder for a company I started about 2 years ago.
And what's the company?
It's called To Expand. It's a B2B marketing company. We do lead generation.
They're all together, Ookie.
All right, that was fun.
And yeah, and I don't understand what you said your company does.
Sounded totally fake, I gotta be
I
honest.
have no idea, but I'm sure you
He's just smarter than us.
yeah. It's probably
Don't mean.
No way, guys.
probably got a mansion in Hoffman Estates and sitting here like going, I don't know, but whatever he's doing, I should be doing it. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Uki. So competing against Kenzie for these tickets. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails, Uki.
Heads.
It's tails. Kenzie goes first. I don't think Kenzie's won a coin toss in like a week, so
I know.
pretty rare occurrence here.
Feels rigged.
How about it? Kenzie, question number 1.
Yes.
Where is the ulna on the human body? The ulna.
What the what?
Ulna.
Ulna?
Yeah, U-L-N-A.
Okay.
Ulna.
The ulna.
Yeah, think about that. Where on the human body is that?
I don't know. Knee?
It is not the knee.
Somewhere around there?
I'm not going to let Tony Moore here that might help out. Uki, what do you think it is, Uki?
Wow. I'm going to say part of the tailbone.
The tailbone. Well, the tailbone's the tailbone as far as I knew. So the ulna is in the arm. It's the one bone in the arm there. A couple bones there. All right.
I don't think you would have known that without the sheet in front of you.
I think I would have.
I think it's one of the most popular bones.
Pretty
That
popular
is
bone.
not one of the most popular bones.
What's more popular than the ulna? The ulna, yeah. What's a bigger? What's a bigger bone?
Like a femur?
Nah, ulna's way more popular.
No, it's not.
The ulna's mainstream.
What a
You
ridiculous.
guys are asking hard questions
Yeah.
today.
Well, it's 0-0. Let's go back to Uki.
Okay, Uki. In VeggieTales.
Here we go.
What
Now
kind
we're
of
cooking?
What kind of vegetable is Larry?
Broccoli?
Yeah, not broccoli. No. Kenzie, do you know? Since
Cucumber.
you were excited, yeah, she knew.
I love my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Now Kenzie can go up by 2 if she gets this one.
That's right.
In SpongeBob, what kind of animal is Sandy Cheeks?
A squirrel.
A squirrel. Up 2 quickly. Not good for Uki. But back to Uki. What day of the week did Rebecca Black sing about in her infamous 2010 viral hit song? What day
Wednesdays?
of the Wednesday? Oh, this could be rough. Not right. Kenzie,
Friday.
how about singing a little bit of it to remind him what the song
It's
was?
Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. That's her exact pitch.
That
I
was,
magic
yeah, that was like having Rebecca Black on the show.
Wow.
You're welcome.
3-0, and now Kenzie can go up 4-0 with this one. And I'm going right in order of the questions, Uki. So don't come at me, brah. The Baja
Whatever,
Men.
man.
The Baja Men sang a song wondering who let the blank out.
Case. It's dogs, but why would you write that?
You guys didn't know where the ulna was, so I wouldn't be talking crap about any of these questions.
Nobody knows what the ulna is. You're an a-hole.
I
You
want
know where
to.
that is? It's sitting right in front of me.
I want to read that question again. By the way, the Baja Men sang a song wondering who let the blank out.
Can I just say,
It could be bats. It could be so many things.
can I just say I blew my husband's mind. He is like a really, really smart when it comes to music and song origin. But I was casually saying to him, it took me forever to find out that song is actually derogatory towards ugly women. And he goes, it is? He didn't know that. The whole song.
I gotta admit,
Fun fact.
I didn't either.
I did not.
Nope.
It's just a derogatory comment about like when they see ugly women out, like who let the dogs out. That's
Well, you
what
know
they're
what?
saying.
You know what? That is very mean. So we will no longer play "Who Let the Dogs Out" on Q101.
We're taking a power
Listen,
stance.
somebody's got to take a stand, and we're starting with it.
That's right.
All right, so it's 4-0.
And it's back to Uki. He needs a point right here.
Ooksters.
Feastables chocolate bars are backed by what YouTube personality?
Feastables chocolate bars.
Yes.
You guys are literally asking every single question I have no idea to. Okay.
How about guessing I wonder if this is even can you guess a YouTube personality?
What's that dude that fought Tyson? What's his name? Jacob Peters or whatever his name is.
Oh, boy.
I love him.
I
This
do
is
too.
my favorite
You
person
guys
ever.
just crushed me.
I'm sorry.
Kenzie.
I think Kenzie's going to get this one. I have a guess.
It's Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast was his name. 5-0 out of the gate on a Friday.
On a Monday.
On a Monday. What are you, Rebecca Black? Calm down.
Oh, on a Monday, yeah. My bad.
See, I
It's
work too much, so I
Monday.
have no idea.
Monday.
Well, listen, Uki, you tried. That's all that matters. You got through and you tried. And you can try again later in the week for these Lord tickets. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You guys are fun. Thank you.
Well, tell him what he's getting instead, Brian.
Yeah, you know what? Hang on. If you want to go to the Bad Flower, I can give you guaranteed entry for the Bad Flower Q101 free pop-up if you want to hang on for that. So do that. Case we'll get your information because we have some of those. And that's-
Exactly. Hello, consolation prize.
And that's the exclusive Brian and Kenzie VIP guest list. So that's a huge prize. Here's what we're going to do, though. I said Kenzie doesn't keep these tickets. She wants the Lord tickets. She ain't keeping them. We can't let her have
I would
them.
love the Lord tickets.
No, we're not doing that. So right after Franz Ferdinand, you'll hear God Bless the Baby in 3 minutes and 21 seconds. And then everybody listening, just call up 312-591-8300 and caller 10. We'll get the Lord tickets.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, just about 7 minutes away from Fest. So another chance to get to a new festival this week, Montreal, Osheaga, and Riot Fest. Then after that, we will call the winner of last week's Minnesota Yacht Club Festival. No one knows who that winner is. We have the winner, and we'll call him right afterward. But let us in from a little bit of a recap to Friday, Aisle 101, the wedding. It happened. So last several months, over 130 people had applied for this to give away a free wedding from Kari, who runs the Haight in Elgin, a beautiful, magnificent place. And it narrowed down to 10 in case you didn't hear this part of the show. And then finally, our couple won, and it was a just incredible night for a wedding. The sun out, because it was outside.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. The wedding venue has kind of a deck, and that's where the wedding happened. The reception then was inside, and it just, wow, that place was beautiful.
So, yeah, what's so cool about the Haight, it's in downtown Elgin, which obviously really, really cute, like old schooly downtown. But there's multiple spots within the Haight that you could get married, have your cocktail hour, and then have the reception. Like the ceremony, reception, cocktail hour, you have a bunch of choices for where all of those things could be. So our couple chose like a rooftop wedding and an outdoor cocktail, and then the rest of the night was inside with that like gorgeous like drape lighting. It was like super romantic. So the Haight in Elgin, Kari owns it. And when we say that somebody won a wedding, we don't just mean they got a venue and they got officiants, because Brian and I officiated, which was awesome. Kari also owns a company called The Gowns for Good, right? And she sells like affordable wedding dresses as well as formal dresses. So like even like Mother the Bride and things like that. And all the money goes back into buying more dresses to sell affordable / also being donated to good causes, which is awesome.
It's awesome.
So the bride got her dress for free, her veil for free, everything. The hubby wore a gorgeous green, if you saw on our socials, like emerald suit. And that came from the suit shop. I mean, every single thing was taken care of. So Willard Wilcox, he's actually opening at the Taste of Joliet for Billy Corgan. He did all the music when they were walking down the aisle, the whole cocktail he played live.
He was, by the way, he was outstanding just on a guitar himself.
Holy crap. He was really good. He was really talented.
Yeah, just by himself out there playing, and he's got a full band that will be playing with opening for Billy Corgan out there at Taste of Joliet.
Yeah, the Still Life did all the photography, so all the wedding photography for the whole day, like getting ready photos, everything taken care of. Uncle Bub's catered all of the food, which was out of this world. The bar, okay, they did all the drinks. Delicious cakes. Did the couple's custom wedding cake. We had that up on our socials because it was beautiful. Down to their linens were taken care of. Windy City Linens did all of the linens. So they won a wedding, honey. Every single detail. STL did like their makeup and hair. It was unbelievable. Every single detail that you would have to book for a wedding was covered. So when we were like, oh, a couple's going to win a wedding, it wasn't like code for you're going to have to spend $20,000 to book the rest of the stuff, though. Like everything was taken care of.
By the way, Kenzie was talking to you, honey, when she gave out that case. You honey.
Yes,
the whole
Huntsy.
wedding. And Eric and Anna were, their whole family, everybody. It was just a tremendous gathering, about 100 people for the wedding. And a couple things to point out. Obviously, all those incredible sponsors that helped make it happen. And the barbecue was ridiculous. So this is also something, if I 101, you get a bonus when you win a wedding from us. Never seen this happen ever before at a wedding. Beautiful buffet of the barbecue. Ate that up. A little bit of some of the speeches happened. They come back on. Greg Corner, our guy who did the DJing of it. Amazing, by the way, Greg Corner.
Fantastic DJ.
And then he goes on the mic and goes, so by the way, they've let me know that if anybody wants seconds, you can come back up to the buffet. Even though weddings have buffets, I've never heard them say you can come back for seconds, ever. I did when they announced that.
Now, that raises an interesting question, Brian. When we last spoke on Friday, you were discussing that you hadn't tried on the pants that you were going to wear to the wedding.
I have my wedding suit, and I haven't worn it. I figured out I haven't worn it since last Memorial Day for an event.
And
you said you've gained 12 pounds since the
Yes.
last time you wore the pants, which is a big deal.
For a slim fit suit,
Yes, you were concerned, to put into your words, you were concerned that a button was going to pop off and, quote, kill grandma.
Correct.
I haven't read the police blotter. I don't know if there were any deaths in Elgin on Friday. What type of pants did we end up wearing to the function?
So I can tell you this. I got home from the show, and I had to get dressed there and then drive to Elgin for the wedding. When I put the pants on, that's why I like to wait. It was a fun little game I was playing, if the pants are going to fit.
It was a hoot.
And, if the pants are going to fit is the name of the game. And boy, did they not fit. I tried to pull. They're not like Lycra. This is not some big baggy suit from the 90s. This is a form-fitting suit. Very stylish. You can see the pictures at Q101's Facebook page. And I thought, I'm not joking. I have my toolbox in the bedroom because I was doing some work on something else. I thought to use pliers to help pull the pants so I could get the hook hooked because I couldn't. And finally, I just took the biggest and then I got it buttoned. And I go, okay, I'm good. And boy, I thought it was a tourniquet on my lower body, that everything below that, I might be paralyzed by the time I get to Elgin. That didn't happen. What happened was I don't know how to say this. I guess my fat molded around the belt line of the suit. And all of a sudden, they became one. They became friends.
Wow. And then you
Redistributed like a tube of toothpaste.
That's pretty much accurate, too.
And then you still got a second plate of barbecue buffet.
Well, by the time I got there, I see Kenzie, so it's about an hour and a half later, let's say, and she goes like, so, the pants fit? I go, I don't know if they did or not.
He goes, I think they're starting to break in, though. That's what he said to me.
It's not a baseball glove.
He's breaking in his suit. He goes, they're starting to like mold a little bit. And I'm like, okay.
I think you described it perfectly. It's like a tube of toothpaste. Like, I felt great by the time I got to the wedding, but everything's been redistributed. And I wore those all the way home. And then when I undid it, then I realized where all the toothpaste went. It redistributed to where it should be. And that's where I'm at now.
I bet it looked like Brian was still wearing those pants when he took them off. You know when you can see the button and
red
like
mark?
the zipper?
Yeah. Boy, my basketball shorts when I got home felt amazing. It felt glorious.
Oh my God.
And again, the seconds on that barbecue was incredible. And also, I don't know, the desserts, Kenzie, the cake pops. I think I had 17 of them. There was the cake pops and brownie bites, and it was on a big table, so you didn't have to ask. You just could go and get them.
Oh, that's
Boy,
awesome.
was that the first mistake they made.
That was a big
They're going to
mistake.
treat the next dessert table like Walmart. They're being cages with a key.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. If you missed the key word for Q101 Fest, a chance to get to Montreal for the Osheaga Music Festival and Riot Fest one-day tickets. We'll give you that key word in just a few minutes. But first, we have to talk about these terrifying stories involving animals. When animals attack. And I wanted this great intro from the old TV show on Fox, When Animals Attack. But, pretty much everything's on YouTube. That isn't. The hell?
Huh. What did it go like? Give us your version.
When animals attack. Roar.
Kenzie, what animal was that?
I want gnawing on something.
Is it a golden doodle?
Golden doodles can attack.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything can turn. Any animal, you don't know what they're thinking. And even a golden doodle can turn on you. It's kind of adorable. When there's like...
It goes dark doodle. Little dark doodle.
When animals attack. First off, a South Carolina petting zoo worker was apparently killed by a kangaroo after stepping into its pen to, quote, roughhouse with it.
People have to stop messing with kangaroos.
They're evil.
You also have to get behind one. If you're ever getting attacked, immediately get behind it.
Why?
They can't jump backwards. If you're getting attacked, I'm serious. If you're getting attacked by a kangaroo, you get behind it.
Why can't they turn around?
Yeah, but then you have the upper hand because they can't. By the time they turn around, you can just keep getting behind it.
So I'll use my ninja skills when they turn around on me and I'm ready to go.
No, dude, keep following it, you idiot. Use your legs.
At some point, I'm going to tire out before the kangaroo.
That's a you problem.
And keep turning in a circle.
This is your best chance.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
She gave you a great survival tip and you laughed at her. When you get attacked by a kangaroo and get pummeled to death, Kenzie's going to be the one laughing.
Exactly. Get behind it.
I'll be thinking about getting behind it, and you know what's going to happen? It's not going to work. And I'm going to go, damn it, Kenzie.
What do you mean it's not going to work?
He'll be stepping those huge feet on my face. I'm going like, Kenzie, we're talking about getting behind it.
Okay, you know what? First of all, if you got in this situation, you'll leave yourself to blame. I'm not putting you anywhere near a kangaroo. And second, if you can't utilize the tip I gave you, that's your fault. Just because you're not fast enough.
You're not giving me a closure on it. You're saying get behind the kangaroo. Yeah. Then what?
It can't get backwards.
So it's going to sit there and go like, boy, where'd he go?
Well, if it disassociates for a second, then you can run.
Yeah.
You think a kangaroo is going to go like, that guy's a magician. He's magic. He teleported behind. Where'd he go?
Also, imagine being in a fight with a kangaroo. You're fighting a kangaroo.
Yeah.
You step behind it. So you got the advantage because you're behind it.
Thank God. Can't jump backwards.
But then the kangaroo turns around and you're running away and a kangaroo is chasing you. Can you imagine a more terrifying visual?
And also the kangaroo kind of going, this a-hole thought he was going to get away from me by getting behind me.
Look how this dude's got no chance.
Look how slow he is. He'd laugh for
Okay,
probably
these
like
are
10
all
minutes.
your problems. Long term, if you're too scared to run, is just stay behind him.
I'm not scared. A kangaroo can run 16 miles an hour, but up to speeds of 44, it can actually accelerate to.
Oh my God. You're dead. You're so dead if you try to fight a kangaroo.
I could probably stay pretty good at 13 miles an hour for a while, but then when he puts when he hits the nos, like in Fast and Furious, it goes to 44. I'm not going to be able to get behind him.
13 miles an hour. You couldn't run a 15-minute mile.
Kenzie, he said 13 miles an hour for a while.
For a while, I could do 13. I'm walking at 13 miles an hour. I bet I am.
You could do 13 miles. You're not understanding the breakdown of this. That means within 1 hour, you could do 13 miles.
Yep. I could do that.
Almost a half marathon you could do in 1 hour.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think if you ran a mile right now, it would kill you. I think you would actually die if you ran a mile.
Well, maybe we got a challenge here. I can't do it today.
I
I'm
want to
busy.
see what your mile time is.
I'm busy today. I can't do it today.
Well, you're busy the rest of the week. I know your schedule.
Well, I have jeans. I don't have shorts. I need shorts to run. You want to run a mile in a jeans?
I'll run a mile in jeans if you run a mile in jeans. Actually, I wear chinos. I don't own jeans, but same difference.
God.
Can you guys both run a mile today?
Will you run a mile with us?
I can't do it today.
What are you busy?
Well, I could do I have to go over my kid's doctor's appointments at 11.
I love how we're all too busy to run a mile.
I mean, I could do it later today. I just can't do it immediately after the show. I could do it around noon.
Okay, because I've got an apartment tour at noon because I got to move. My apartment's too expensive now.
Well, I have a doctor's appointment at 11 for my son. He's got to get shot.
So what about late afternoon? Do we all have time late afternoon to run a mile?
I'm not
What
getting.
time?
We're not getting back together to run a mile. That's
Tristan's
never
piano
happened.
recital's at 6.
Oh, shoot. I almost swore.
So I could do it. I have a big window from noon to 6. I
Okay.
could run it.
Okay. I just drove to Elgin Friday for the first time from the Wrigleyville area. It took about an hour and 45 minutes in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to make it to run a mile? Will you come downtown?
I'm not coming back downtown, you a-hole. I already did it.
Well, then we're not running the mile,
Wait,
apparently.
why do you have to go to Elgin? Can't we just use the honor system? Can't you run a mile downtown? Why are you driving to Elgin to run a
Brian
mile?
can't use the honor system in case you have to meet up with him, and then because he's gonna lie.
Yeah.
You trust him more than me?
Absolutely.
Are
When it
you
comes
out of
to
your
his minor-
mind? If I'm
Because
anything,
Case is never, except in his youth. He talks about when he was really young, he was an athlete. But right now, he's not promising he's an athlete.
This is
you
true.
promise now you're an athlete. Case has nothing to defend.
You said you could walk 13 miles an hour.
And Lucas checked in and said, "Are you smoking crack?" No, I'm not. I drink a Fairlife
Brian
protein
and Case,
shake.
you have to be together, but I can do it separate.
I don't trust you for a second. You're doing
You're
it
such
alone.
a lie. Why?
Why do you don't trust me? How can I trust
Yeah,
you?
because you want to. I don't think I can run 13 miles an hour. That's the difference. I don't trust you because you want to lie and be. You think you're Michael Scott. Like if
That's exactly what it is.
if the car drives by, it's my speed at 47.
If I'm anything, I'm loyal and honest.
No.
In my entire life.
Where's I still want a sound machine.
No, you don't get a buzzer.
Loyal.
I'm loyal and honest. Stop making the buzz sound effect. Yeah, there's no way. We'll figure it out. All these listeners are like, God, you guys make so many excuses. It's over. Forget it.
Well, I'm willing to run today at a bunch of times.
Wait, I just forgot. What are we trying to prove with the mile? I forgot what we're trying to
You
make.
said you could run 13 miles an hour.
Okay.
So you definitely have to run. For some reason now Case and I are supposed to run, even though we don't think that.
So you said you could run 13 miles an hour, and Kenzie said run 1, and you said, well, I can't do that. I'm too busy.
Yeah.
So run 1 mile at 13 miles an hour.
Yes.
How am I going to figure that out? It's going to be.
Well, you have to do math. It's
So-
like finding out the White Sox win projection last week.
So if you could run 13 miles in an hour, we'll take your time. And trust me, if your time's over 15 minutes, we'll know that you can't do it.
No, but I'm not running 13 miles.
I know, but if you run 1 mile, your time, okay.
You know when a NASCAR is on the track, they've got the miles per hour on the
Yeah,
screen?
yeah.
We're doing that for you.
Okay, so how?
So wait, hold on.
How many-
13 miles in 60 minutes. So 60 divided by 13. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me give you this. Hold
Okay,
on.
figure that out, please.
60 divided by 13.
Someone just texted and said Usain Bolt runs 22 miles an hour.
Okay.
I can do 13 if Usain
No.
Bolt can do 22.
That's basically saying you would have to be running about a 4.5 minute mile.
Do you think at your athletic peak you could run a 4.5?
The way I've never seen him break eye contact with me so fast in his life, but he looks
Wow.
down so fast.
Isn't that a record? 4.5 minute mile?
You'd have to run it's 4.6, so about a 4.5 minute mile, because if you'd be running 13 miles in 60 minutes, you'd have to run about 4.5 minutes per mile.
The fastest mile ever run was 3:43.
So you have to be.
You're a minute off of that?
So you think you
Not
can keep
even
that
a
up?
minute.
But he said I could keep it up for a while,
And it is by a
which
while.
means you could
13.
do multiple 4.5 minute miles.
No, a while could be like for just a minute. Like to get away from the kangaroo. I'm just trying to get away from the kangaroo. I can go 13 to get away from the kangaroo.
You think the kangaroo's only 4 seconds away? Then you've escaped for good?
I think you have better odds of beating a kangaroo to death than running a 4-minute mile.
Yeah, you know what?
Because you know what? If you could sit on it, you'd win.
Damn right. I think I'm going to stay and fight.
You're going to fight the kangaroo instead?
Yeah, I'm going to stay and fight. Got better odds.
Just get behind it.
Yeah, just get behind it, duh.
I told you this an hour ago.
He'll go home. I should have listened to you first when we got through all that. That's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Remember, get behind a kangaroo today.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. The word is wicked this hour. 312-591-8300. Text that for a chance at the Osheaga Festival, a music festival in Montreal that you'll get a free trip to, and Riot Fest. You pick which day you go. So 2 incredible, unique experiences will be yours if you text WICKED to 312-591-8300. You have about 24 minutes left to do that. 9 o'clock is the deadline. If you already did it, don't do it again. Just enter once and you're good. Now, if you missed what happened before Lincoln Park, there's a story about a guy who got killed, sadly, who worked at a petting zoo, and a kangaroo. He went into roughhouse with the kangaroo, and the kangaroo killed him. Very sad. Kenzie gave some great advice. If you face off with a kangaroo, you should try to get behind him. Then they lose their perception of you, and then you can get away.
They can't hop backwards.
They can't hop backwards is their mentality. And then I figured the kangaroo at some point would turn around, but I could probably outrun a kangaroo, which they run at 13 to 16 miles an hour. But they do have a boost, a NOS boost, like in Fast and Furious, to go to 44 miles per hour. But I think I could get away at 13. I thought I could run 13 miles an hour. We've now noticed that the world record of a mile is 3 minutes and 43 seconds. That would be a 4.5-minute mile, roughly, if I was running 13 miles an hour. So I'm going to stay and fight the kangaroo now. That's what I'm going to do. I realized I got a little carried away.
Said you.
But I remember my brother driving away from me when I was a kid, and I could run. I ran next to the car for about 20 seconds while he was driving away to stop him because he forgot something.
This would be Brian's mentality. A car that pulls up on him already driving means he's running as fast as it.
I think I could run. I thought I could run 13 miles an hour. I'm not saying I can't because we have to prove it. But none of us can get together today to try to get this thing
Brian,
done.
let's just see if you run, because the second you're over 5 minutes, we know that you can't do it.
We did this in the Q Olympics over the summer. You ran down the hallway. A video that Billy Corgan saw and called you out for. It looked like Ricky getting shot in Boys in the Hood.
Ricky! Your arms were everywhere.
There was so much arms on the way that Brian ran.
I do want to note that I ran a 6-minute mile in high school.
Okay, and that was a while ago?
How many pounds ago? You would estimate.
I weigh, as I proved with the suit for the wedding on Friday, I weigh 237 right now. In high school, I weighed 190. And that at my peak athletic ability.
Your peak.
Peak.
So at your peak, you could run a 6 minutes. So at your peak, you weren't running 13 miles an hour.
God, that's 47 pounds ago. I think about it. God.
Wow. That's more than my baby. Like, that's like two of...
It's more than you. God. Anyway, we got some text coming in on this. Case, what do you got?
219 checked in. This is Aaron from the region. First-time texter. Welcome to the party. He said, if the threat of being beaten to death by an effing kangaroo is my only option, I might hit those speeds too.
Thank you, Aaron. I need a kangaroo. Is there a kangaroo in the Illinois area, Chicago listening area?
Listening? Is there a kangaroo listening to
If someone has access to a kangaroo...
What? What are you asking for?
I'm not asking for a kangaroo to call in. I'm saying if someone has access to a kangaroo, I will go to you and let it chase me to the death so I can see if I can run 13 miles an hour. Does anybody have a kangaroo?
Or is a kangaroo listening?
Access to a kangaroo. Or if a kangaroo is listening.
Nice to meet a fan, by the way.
I'm not going to get behind your ass. I'm going to either fight you or run for my life.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
About 10 minutes left till 9 o'clock for a chance at Q101's Fest, a trip to Montreal, and Riot Fest tickets. We'll give you that keyword after Lifehouse in about 3.5 minutes. But first, we are continuing our conversation. Now we're seeking a kangaroo expert, and not just someone that knows a little about kangaroos. We need an authority, an expert,
Somebody who owns them, works with them, a zookeeper, something.
A degree on the wall. Let's just admit to that. It's got to be somebody that's studied kangaroos extensively.
You're going to be picky about our kangaroo expert?
Of course. If we're going to have this argument, I want facts. If you just joined us, a kangaroo tragically killed a guy at a zoo who was trying to roughhouse with a kangaroo. I guess it's on him. He shouldn't have done that.
It wasn't like accidentally attacked while he's eating a snow cone, so.
Kenzie brought up that you're supposed to get behind a kangaroo to save your life because they just don't know where you go once you get behind them.
They can't jump backwards.
And I thought they're going to turn around eventually and see you so I could outrun a kangaroo. Turns out they run 13 miles an hour. I thought I could do that pretty easily.
On the slow side.
Yeah, they do have a 44 mile per hour boost. So that's bad.
As Nas, as you put it, like a Fast and Furious car.
I'm going to turn that Nas and go, and I'm going to win. A win is a win, whether it's an inch or a mile. That's my Fast and Furious.
Thank you.
Vin Diesel. So we're looking for a kangaroo expert. People have checked in. People misunderstood I was looking for a kangaroo to call in.
Yes. So 847 texted, "This is the Brookfield Zoo. Our kangaroo is listening right now and wants to call in about Brian's challenge of running away from him." So you have that option. You also have 224's option. "Hi, kangaroo here. I would let Brian run at what he thinks is 13 miles per hour, but probably is about 7. When he gets tired, which will only take about 30 seconds, I'd take him out."
262 took them from Wisconsin. Brian, you have two options by the end of the day. Run a mile or fight a kangaroo. Clock starts ticking now.
Did you think that's what your day would be when you woke up this morning?
It wasn't on my bingo card.
By the way, why is it like Saw? Like, want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game? Run a mile. Fight a kangaroo.
Run a mile. And the Saw voice doesn't sound right.
Both things are terrible, by the way. Running a mile and fighting a kangaroo.
You think they're equally terrible?
Honestly, I do.
We're running a mile away from a kangaroo. That's important.
But I'm good being chased. I'm good with that.
When have you been chased?
I've been chased by
anything?
When I would toilet paper a house, the cops chased me. People that lived in the house chased me. I've been chased my whole life.
Did you keep it a house once?
What are you, Jelly Roll? You've been chased your whole life. What does that mean?
I was chased by the cops a lot when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
When do you get chased? Other than
Besides
toilet paper.
toilet paper.
Well, it wasn't murder. I mean, it was very petty.
I don't know a single cop who's ever chased somebody for TPing.
Pool hopping. I jumped in someone's pool. We went swimming in someone's pool.
And the cops chased you?
Well, eventually someone called the cops and they chased us. Well, I'm trying to get my tidy whities on, my underwear, and my
He's like
pants.
playing video games, and the cops in the video games are chasing his player. And
It might have been. It might have been that.
What white collar crimes? Teeping a house and pool hopping.
Sorry, I'm not a murderer. Sorry. All right. We got music entertainment news after Lifehouse, a band we're trying to bring together this October for their 20th anniversary as a band. It's Brian and Kenzie, Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.